Number 10. Namibia. Namibia, a population of 2.34 million, ranks 100th position in global education system and 10th in Africa with a score of 52.7. It is 43rd in global ranking on extent of staff training and 82nd on critical thinking in teaching. In Namibia, it is mandatory for every citizen between the age limit of 6 to 16 to receive an education. For this 10-year academic period, the Namibian Constitution charges the government with the responsibility of providing fund for education. Literacy rate is at 88.2%. Number 9. Egypt. Egypt ranked 99th position on global education system and 9th best in Africa with 52.8 points, slightly ahead of Namibia. It ranks 70th on global digital skills among population. Compulsory education lasts 12 years from age 6 to age 17, and literacy rate is at 71% as at 2017, according to UNESCO. Number 8. Cape Verde. Surprisingly, Cape Verde follows closely behind Egypt at 98th position on global education system and number 8th in Africa with a score of 53.3. It is 53rd on critical thinking in teaching and 71st on ease of finding skilled employees globally. The country has a population of over 546,000 and literacy rate is estimated at 80%. Primary school education in Cape Verde is mandatory between the ages of 6 and 14 years and free for children of ages 6 to 12. Number 7. Kenya. The East African country ranked 95th position on global education system, ahead of India and behind Brazil, and 7th best in Africa with a score of 55.4. It is 21st on ease of finding skilled employees and 43rd on digital skills among population globally. Compulsory education lasts 12 years from age 6 to age 17 with a population of 49.7 million. 17.58% of total government expenditure in 2017 went to education, and literacy rate is at 78.7% according to UNESCO. Number 6. Botswana. Botswana rank 92nd position on global education system behind Iran and ahead of Brazil. It holds the 6th position in Africa with a score of 56.7. It ranks 67th on extent of staff training and 76th on mean years of schooling. While some sources claim education in Botswana is free for the first 10 years, but according to Wikipedia, secondary education in Botswana is neither free nor compulsory. Literacy rate is at 88% with a population of 2.3 million. Number 5. Algeria. The second North African country in this list. Algeria ranked 88th position on global education system and 5th in Africa with 57.4 points. It is also 65th position on school life expectancy with a population of 41.3 million. The literacy rate is at 75%. Number 4. South Africa ranked at 84th position on global education system. South Africa offers the 4th best education system in Africa with a score of 58.4. It is 53rd on mean years of schooling and 55th on extent of staff training globally. It ranks ahead of Panama and Mexico on global education system. Over the past decade, the South African government budgets above 18% of its total expenditure on education. It's not surprising why South African universities rank among the best in Africa and compete globally. Literacy rate is at 94%. And for the top 3 countries with the best education systems in Africa. Number 3. Mauritius. Mauritius has the third best education system in Africa with 61 points. It holds the 74th position on global education system and ranks 40th position on extent of staff training and 47th on quality of vocational training globally. The government of Mauritius provides free education to its citizens from pre-primary to tertiary levels. Since July 2005, the government also introduced free transport for all students. Schooling is compulsory up to the age of 16. Mauritian students consistently rank top in the world each year for the Cambridge International O-Level and International A and AS level examinations. Number 2. Tunisia. The second best education system in Africa is found in Tunisia, which ranks 71st position on global education system with 61.4 points. It ranks 49th position for school life expectancy and 51st for pupil to teacher ratio in primary education. Since gaining independence from France in 1956, the government of Tunisia has focused on developing an educational system which produces a solid human capital base that could respond to the changing needs of a developing nation. Education is the number one priority of the government, with more than 20% of government's budget allocated for education. Literacy rate as at 2015 was 81%, and the country with the best education system in Africa is Seychelles, a small country with about 95,000 people. Seychelles holds the position for the best education system in Africa with 69.3 points. It is the only African country in the top 50 education system globally, at 43rd position ahead of Ukraine, Hungary, Russia and UAE. It holds a global ranking of 28th position on critical thinking in teaching and 34th on skill set of graduates. It is the first and only country in Africa that has fully achieved the Education for All goal set by UNESCO. In 2016, according to UNESCO, the government spent 11.72% of total expenditure on education. Education is compulsory up to the age of 16 and free through secondary school until age 18. 98.9% of the population age 15 to 24 is literate. A rough summary of a few other countries. Ghana ranks 104th in global education system and 12th in Africa, ahead of Zimbabwe, while Nigeria sits at 124th position in the world and 25th in Africa, behind Rwanda. And there you have it. What's peculiar about the education system in your country? Share with us in the comment section. Stay tuned.